Hey, everybody, and welcome into the DMVSTREAM.COM studios. Brandon Green here to bring you a DMVSTREAM.COM press pass. And I was able to catch up with Cardinal fencing owner and founder Illya Lobanenkov last week.
Well, it was always my dream to have a club. I worked at the DC Fencers Club for over 10 years, and I started building a program in this area so that I wouldn't compete with my own coach in the Silver Spring area of Maryland. And after almost 5 years of building a program in the area, we'd finally found a space to rent and a place to call home.
You mentioned to me that fencing off camera is a niche sport, and
Mm-hmm.
it's not like basketball, it's not like football. You just have a ton of kids, and the turnover is high
Mm-hmm.
with the kids each day. So, how are you able to not only recruit but just keep kids engaged in fencing?
Well, I mean, the sport really sells itself once somebody tries it, because it's basically, you know, full contact combat, but without the injuries. Because of the safety equipment that we use and the kind of weapons that we use, we actually can score touches at full speed and full impact, but you really don't get anything more than a scratch. Now, unlike, I don't know, boxing or full contact martial arts, other kinds, you know, when people spar at full speed, people get hurt. In fencing, you do not get hurt, even though we really, really hit each other at full speed with complete commitment and really strong actions.
And just a month ago, the U.S. had an unprecedented showing at the European circuit, and for both the U.S. team, you were a coach for the U.S. team too.
Correct.
The U.S. team 1 and U.S. team 2 both met in the gold match. What does that say about U.S. fencing today, not just in the U.S. but worldwide?
We are dominant in the world, you know, and the reason I believe is because we have such an incredibly wide range of styles, that it's becoming truly an American melting pot style. We're really taking the best from a lot of the schools, um, in terms of technique and pedagogy. And one of my other favorite things about the American fencing scene is that we fund and motivate ourselves. We don't really have any support. So the people that stay in the sport are self-motivated and they're in it because they love it.
Okay. And you have a very special talent here in Joyce. Only 14 years old, and you're talking about traveling to Kansas, to Germany, to all over the world, and as a 14-year-old, and you've been her coach since she started.
Absolutely.
When did you see that talent in her?
Well, actually, I didn't see very much talent to begin with. You know, fencing is a pretty incredible sport because you can become a good fencer without being a model champion. Like in basketball, you have to be tall and fast and strong. You know, like in, so for example, in gymnastics, you have to be super flexible and small. You know, but fencing is such a technical sport. You know, we call it physical chess. That the most important kind of part of it is your mind. And if you set your mind to improving your technique, even if you don't have innate kind of talent in terms of speed or balance or stuff like that, if you train and if you really dedicate yourself and you fall in love with the sport, regardless of kind of physique you may have or, you know, baseline talent, um, you can become very, very successful. And Michaela's really biggest asset is the fact that she is joyfully disciplined. You know, she has this ability to, you know, focus in on the task without making it seem boring and stay on task in a very focused, kind of fun way. Always finding new challenges, always finding little details to improve on, and that's really what makes her special, is this kind of desire to constantly improve.
And with her only being 14 years old, you have her as a coach here. She goes to school, obviously full time, and now
Mm.
she's trying to compete to make it onto that U.S. Olympics team for fencing. How do you manage that workload for her?
I simply make it clear that homework in school is a priority, and that without being successful in school, fencing is not an option. And they do it themselves basically as a family.
And for you as the founder and a coach, when you're dealing with young athletes, you're not just dealing with their personalities, but their careers as well. Many of them want to go on to be coached by you on US Team 2 or US Team 1. How do you manage your students' careers when it comes to your classes?
Well, I think the first step is making all of the information immediately available to them and cater to each individual family. It takes a lot of doing because you have to really figure out what each family is looking for. And it's a very individualized approach, you know, because some family may be sharing hockey with violin and fencing, or who really it's kind of unpredictable. So my main goal is to figure out what fits each family the best and be very upfront with them as to what we can do and what they should be doing in order to achieve their own personal goals.
Anything like that, Coach?
I'm sorry?
Anything like that?
I just want to add that like fencing in the U.S. is growing. You know, it is an NCAA sport, and there are college scholarships available. However, that should be just a kind of a long-term goal. My main message about fencing is that it's an awesome combat sport that is becoming more and more popular, especially for kids who are not necessarily like into the more classic sports like basketball or American football or stuff like that. And I urge you to try it.
What a great success that the Cardinal Fencing Academy has turned out to be, producing some of the best young fencers in the USA. And if you want to learn more about Cardinal Fencing, just make sure to go to cardinalfencing.com.